Okay, area is the total number of square units inside the figure. Each square unit inside these rectangles is 1 centimeter long and 1 centimeter wide. So it is 1 square centimeter. How can we find the total number of square centimeters inside each rectangle? What can we do? We've got a couple options. Katie, what can we do? Okay, and do what? Okay, we could count them, or what is another option? What we can do? Multiply. Okay, so I could count them. How many do I have going across? In X. 3. This is also in your textbook, page 102. Okay, then how many do I have going down this side? 4. I could either count, I could count 3 4 times, or I could multiply and get 12. 3 times 4 equals 12. 102. No, it's labeling X. Hey, help me figure out the area of Y. All right, let's look at Y. How many do I have in my row? How many do I have in my row? 6. How many do I have in each column? 2. 6 times 2 equals 12 square centimeters. Okay, how about Z? There's only 1. 5. 5. So 1 times 5 equals 5 square centimeters. Okay, so how can you find the total number of square centimeters inside each rectangle? What are 2 options that we have? Okay, so what are our options? I can either multiply or add or count, right? So I can count each box that I have, right? Okay, so we found the area of rectangle X. It was 12, and they said square. We can write it this way too, square centimeters. For Y, we could write it is 12 centimeters squared. That little 2 up there means that it is squared. So you can either write it SQ cm, so square centimeters, or centimeters squared. These mean the same thing in math, okay? But we need to make sure you have your units on the end of your problem, or your answer, okay? Make sure you're using the correct units. Alright, using L to stand for length, so our horizontal is our length, W to stand for width, which is our vertical, and A to stand for area, what equation could we write to find the area of any length times width. We can measure that. We could find the area of my carpet to find how many square feet I have for my carpet. Yep. Find area, multiply length times width. Why would this work for any rectangle? Because any rectangle is going to be we're going to have the four sides. We're going to be able to find length times width. It's not going to be the same number. It might be different numbers, but we can always multiply length times width.
And you can do it with how you can do a rectangle.
Yep. So if we wanted to, we could draw out all of our squares. Andy? Here. Alright? Any questions on how to find the area? Questions? Antonio. To find area, what do we need to do? What do we just say? We need to
L times W equals area.
Okay, so what operation did I do to find the area?
Multiply it.
Multiply. So when I find area, I need to multiply. Find perimeter, what do I need to do? Add. We add up all the sides. Remember yesterday, when we found our shape, we added up all the sides yesterday to find your total. That was our perimeter. Now for area, we're finding the inside, so we need to multiply. Okay?
I thought you said we could add our area too, but it won't be the same number as multiple.
Yeah, we could count up the squares on the inside. If there are squares. Sometimes there are not squares. For the ones that we're starting off with, they will have squares, just so that you guys can see them. Okay, so let's look at this pair of rectangles. Which one would show me the perimeter and which one would show me the area? If I wanted to count. Andy? A shows me. Okay, so if I wanted to find perimeter, I would use this one. Can I also find perimeter on that one too? Could I?
Yes.
Yeah, I could, but this one kind of makes it a little bit easier. This one will help me to find the area because it shows me all of the boxes. Okay? So what is my perimeter for A? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What's on the top? 1, 2, 3. So since I know that the sides in a rectangle are congruent, this side is congruent to this side. So what would the opposite side be? 6. Then the 3 is opposite the bottom, so how many would the bottom be? 3. So how would I find the perimeter? 6 plus 3 plus 6 plus 3 equals 18. And then units. Okay, let's do the area. How many was on the top?
3.
How many is on the side?
4.
6 will be the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So how do I find area? Multiply. 3 times 6. 18 square units. They didn't tell me a unit. This one just happened to be the same. No. But this one, what is the difference in my answers here? This one says 18 says units. This one says square units. Because I counted what? I would actually be counting the